Hello. Okay, so today let's talk legacy, okay? This word has been on my mind the past few days, and I want to talk to you guys about legacy and how we can apply legacy to our business, how that really cascades over into our life, how we can really get a legacy mindset versus just a lottery, instant, gotta make it happen right now kind of mindset. So I'm actually reading through the Old Testament with two of my teenage daughters right now. And one of the things I was reading, Genesis 4 and 5, there's nothing really that exciting about those passages. Like, not really much, But one of the things that, in one of those passages, it's really just going through the lineage from Adam onward. And one of the things that really struck me is the legacy, okay, that was passed down through each generation. And I'm sure that you can think of things in your family of origin, and that your mom and dad, their families of origin, and then their families of origin that were passed down. You can think of probably a lot of stuff that you wish weren't passed down. You can think of habits. Isn't that interesting how like different habits are passed down, and you're like, how I know some of my kids do things like my grandparents did, which they didn't even know my grandparents. It's so bizarre how those things work, So some of it's like physical characteristics that are passed down in our DNA. But then there's also habits that are passed down. There's also mindsets and patterns, and all of that it's all cumulative. And unless there's an awareness to change that particular maybe habit, mindset, pattern, whatever, then it's pretty much just going to continue on down through the generations, right? And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about applying that to my own life and how I can help you guys apply that to your mindset about what you have at your fingertips with your Plexus business. So I know I've shared this before. You may have heard this story, you may have not, but I am actually one of the rare few, I think, who truly, truly love this business. I love this business because I grew up around this business, and I had such a great experience watching my mom build a business in a network marketing company that made me want to do it. So when I was young, I had health problems from the very beginning of my life, and my mom really didn't want to go. She did a lot of the medication route in the beginning. I had like allergies, asthma, bronchial type stuff all the time, constantly sick. So she had, she would take me to the pediatrician, the normal, routine. She got so tired of doing medications. She started reaching out, looking for alternatives like nutrition, supplements, things that she could do for me to support my body, support my wellness that were not medication. So cha-ching right there. What did she pass down to me through that? It was a value. She passed down a value to me of that type of tool. I'm going to call it a tool. That type of tool, like that we call it sometimes alternative medicine. It's not even really like that though. Like the tools that we use to get well and stay well, that's my primary method of keeping my family healthy because my mom passed down that value to me, okay? So keep that thought for just a second. So she found through a network marketing company some supplements that, of course, friend had tried, word of mouth. This worked for my kid, might work for your kid. She started buying them, and she started moving in towards that community more and more, learning more alongside these women who were older than her, and had a lot of wisdom to share with her with how they would raise their kids. And she really, she dove in to that community, and she let them love on her, and she got so much from it. So I grew up as a little girl going to the meetings, in your home. in their home, where all the kids played and the moms would like talk about the products, you know, have their meeting, okay? The olden days of network marketing before social media. But what I saw was a high value on health, a high value also on financial wellness. I saw these families have ability to do things that I was not seeing other families I knew have the ability to do. The other thing I saw was a value on togetherness. Like I saw these families getting to travel together, do daily life together in a different way than I was seeing anywhere else out in the world. And I saw just a value on that community aspect. Just the whole thing. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved seeing that. And I loved seeing what my mom got from that. Okay, those are legacy things, guys. Those are legacy things. So you can come to your business to make a quick, you know, $300 or $400. You can. But gosh, you are missing out. You are missing out. All the things that I just mentioned can be a part of the legacy that you bring in and incorporate for your family, that guess what? They're going to be passed down through generation to generation to generation. So, you know, the next 2 or 3 generations, they're going to do all those things. They're going to value all those things. They're going to value togetherness. They're going to value financial freedom. Okay. They're going to value time freedom. They're going to value travel probably and experiences. They're going to value community. They're going to value their health in a different way, because you are making the choice to value those things and bring them closer to the center of your life. And that's what you're going to pass down as a legacy, okay? Whether you're passing it on to your kids, your grandkids, or even just the people around you that you're impacting by the choices that you're making and how you're sharing them, okay? So cool. I love the idea of legacy because we really do have a choice. We can pass down the crap or we can pass down all the goodness. And I know for me, I want to pass down all the goodness. So I want to give you guys an example of this when it comes to business. Okay. So one of the things, my husband's mom worked for the county when he was in, I guess, elementary school. She started working for the county and in the tax office, and that's a government job. So they have a perspective they give this prized retirement. So you work a certain number of years, and basically the longer you work, the more you get for retirement. Okay. So she definitely has a nice retirement plan. She worked for 20 something years to get that. A lot of really long, hard hours, a lot of taking its toll on her. She did. She actually ended up retiring just a few years early, but she still got a really great package for retirement. But I was talking to Ryan and I said, okay, so in terms of legacy, you know, what if something happens to her? Like what happens to that retirement? So we're not for sure on this, so don't quote us, but I think what happens, similar to a teacher, their retirement package, the family would get, you know, so like her husband would get a percentage of that retirement left, but definitely not the whole thing. And that's it. Like, it's just money, you know? I mean, yes, money in the bank is wonderful. And when you're wanting to have money in the bank for retirement, that's wonderful. But one of the things that I am like, legacy can be so rich. It's so much more than just money in the bank. Think of if she had spent those 20 years traveling and having experiences and meeting people and pouring into people, not to downplay her job, because she worked at her job so diligently. But I want to give you guys an example of how this can look different. You know, my husband's in real estate, same thing for him. I tell him, you know, of all the houses that he's sold in all the years that he's worked in real estate, what if that particular house, every single time that house was bought or sold, he got paid on it again? Okay. What if, like, say if you sell, my brother used to sell mattresses. Okay. So what if every single time that person that came in bought a new mattress for the rest of their life, once they were his customer for life. So every time they bought a new mattress, he got paid on it again, okay? This idea of working once, okay? Not that you never check in with your customers again, but you're building something, okay, that continues to grow and it continues to pay you. And when you take the approach of creating a legacy and committing to your customers that you want them to be customers for life, and committing to helping them in their wellness in every season from now on, that is going to give you a whole different kind of income than just selling a welcome pack and then letting them go off and do their thing, okay? So I just want to even lay out for you that month to month, I have some notes here, that month to month perspective that we can often get hung up in for network marketing. We can be working towards those monthly goals and really miss out on that very far forward thinking future legacy mindset because we're caught up in that kind of hamster wheel of the month to month goals. So, and it really creates a mindset of hustle. A lot of times for a lot of people, a mindset of stress. You know, you work, close the month, kill yourself to close the month. And then you're exhausted for the first week of the month and then you got to do it again. Okay, that is not what we are doing here. I want you to approach your business in a way that you can work in a sustainable way. Like you can incorporate it into your life and it can be sustainable. If you did that same rhythm and rotation pretty much for the next 2 to 3 years, what would that do for your family? Okay. You're not trying to kill yourself here, doing the month-to-month hustle and then being so burnt out that you can't even think or you can't even consider your legacy in 5 years. You don't even want to be doing this in 5 years. I have seen that happen to so many women who just worked their tails off, let everything else in their life go, ended up at their rank or whatever they were trying to achieve, and then they became completely exhausted and didn't even want to do it anymore. So one of the things is your month-to-month goals are great. And I have another video about really helping yourself set month-to-month goals with a long-term perspective. But the month-to-month goals are great, especially though you want to consider your season. So they can be restrictive. They can be discouraging because if you're really in a season of planting with a lot of people and you're not signing people up or you're not closing the sale, you can get really discouraged. But God may have you in a season of plant over and over, and so that you can move up to a season of harvest. So it's super important that you have an idea of what season that you're in and to know that in a legacy business, you're gonna have many seasons of planting, you're gonna have many seasons of harvest, and you're gonna have everything in between. And if you have that legacy mindset in your business, you also can ride those seasons and those ebbs and flows so much better without getting caught up in the, you know, I'm doing something wrong, I'm discouraging, I'm not growing, I'm not, you know, all of those kind of mindset things that are so yucky and they make you just want to shelf the, you know, the whole thing, okay? Also, those month-to-month goals, again, same thinking there, they make quitting so much easier because you can just look at your results for 1 month, which is so short-sighted. Look at that 1 month and say, oh, I didn't hit my goals, this is not working, I'm quitting, you know? Again, so important to know your season. Then the other thing is, if you're just thinking month to month and you're thinking so short-sighted at the power of what this business can do, like I was mentioning, what if my husband got paid over and over and over for every house that every time that house sold? You know, like he sold it once, and then every time that house was, you know, sold from now until, you know, eternity, he got paid on that again. So when we have a customer that we are invested in them, they are a customer for life. Every single time they shop for their wellness products, which ideally is going to be every month, we're going to get paid on that over and over and over. Okay. One of the ideas with a residual income is where it's working when you're sleeping. It's working for you when you're not working. And you have a team also. You have other people who are sharing the hope of our products and our business opportunity. And that all contributes towards your, monthly paycheck and your long-term legacy, your long-term financial legacy. Some of the other things you can think about are, there are so many tax advantages to being a business owner, a small business owner, that if you were just a teacher, or I'm not downplaying teacher, if you just had a 9-to-5 type job, okay, I'll just say it that way. If you have a 9-to-5 type job, you cannot tap into a lot of the tax advantages, a lot of the ways to basically just be able to keep more of what you earn. You don't have any way to tap into those. So having a small business really helps you create more of a financially free legacy, period. You can write off all kinds of things that are involved in your business. You can write off a portion of your mortgage, your utilities, your car, your gas, like all the things. Also, you can pay your kids tax-free contributions towards their college funds. There's all kinds of things like that you can do if you have the mindset of, I'm building a legacy business. I'm not going to hustle for 6 months, and if I don't get to diamond, then I'm out. You're going to consistently pour into your legacy from now until forever, okay? Because it's going to continue to pay you from now until forever. And guess what is so cool? When I talked about that legacy in Genesis, our income is willable, okay? So you work consistently right now and intentionally over a period of, let's say, 2 years, 2 to 3 years. What could that change for your family now, but also what could it change in terms of financial freedom, mindset about finances, the money, just the pure money that you have to pass on, inheritance that you have to give children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I know of Plexus ambassadors right now that their income is already in trust fund. They're my age, okay? So their kids are actually younger than me, younger than my kids, and they already have trust funds set up for grandchildren, okay? Because that's a kind of legacy that they want to be able to leave when they're gone. The kind of legacy that I want to leave when I'm gone is, that people that don't even know me will be blessed by my consistent, intentional work right now, okay? People that have never even met me. So that would be like probably great-great-grandkids, right? I want my great-great-grandkids to know this is what she poured out of her life, and it is still leaving a good impact. It's more than good. It's still leaving a blessing on the earth because of her efforts here, okay? So does that make sense? Gosh, so good with what we can do if we just take a legacy approach. Here's my top tips for really getting into this mindset when it comes to your business. Start with a 5 or even 10-year goal and then work backwards, okay? Create a 1-year plan that lines up with that 5-year, 10-year plan, and then break down your monthly activities to go towards that 1-year plan. You're gonna hit the ranks. You're gonna get the prizes, okay? But when you're pouring into your legacy every single day, gosh, there is so much power behind that, and it makes working feel so different, okay? So start with a big plan and work backwards so that your month-to-month activities, your day-to-day activities line up with where you're going a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, okay? Also, surround yourself with people that are ahead of you. Where are those people that are creating legacies like you want to create? If you don't know of anybody in your life, then find somebody who wrote a book, okay? Find somebody on social media that you can follow that is doing what you want to do, and really try to incorporate some of their daily habits that you know that impacted their success. Try to do that in your life, okay? Because especially if you're having to really dig deep to change some generational things regarding money, regarding mindsets around work, maybe you came from a real punch the clock and that was what was respected. You know, you work your time, you work your years, you do your thing, and then you retire. You know, that kind of mindset, if you're trying to break out of that and carve out a different path, you need to be surrounded with people that are already ahead of you on that journey, okay? Also, incorporate your kids or your grandkids or family, the people around you, into your daily business. Give them tangible ways to be a part of things. Speak out into the future what you're working on together. So my kids know this is not just my business where I'm just, you know, making some money to go get pedicures or whatever. I mean, yes, we use my income for some of those extra just fun things, but they actually know what my intention is to do with my income, that it's our income, it's our family business, and it will be something that when I'm not here, it will be continuing to pay them and be a blessing to them while they're here on this earth, okay? So they know that, and they're a part of everything I do, okay? Also, I cannot stress this enough, but treat every single customer, whether they order a tiny bottle of something and they order it once every 6 months, or they consistently order $300 worth of stuff from you. Treat every customer like a customer for life, okay? And they will become a customer for life. And every team member, if they come to you, you know, roaring to go to build a business, and they, you know, run like fire, and they're working really, really hard for a season, and you see a huge amount of growth in your business because of their efforts, and then they have to take a season where they step back, you're not going to treat them any different than when they were in that season of running, you know, with their hair on fire, okay? It's so important that you are investing in those relationships month after month, day after day, year after year, because they're going to come back. They're maybe in a season of planting, not harvesting. And so you need to respect their seasons as well. But I think taking that approach that they're in it for life, you're in it for life, your customers are in it for life, that makes so much of a difference. When you're talking about that in all of your conversations, your mindset, the things that you're saying, the things that you're doing with them, those things will pay off for you in creating that legacy business that I know that you guys want. So that's all I have today about legacy, but I love sharing with you today, and I would love to hear your thoughts on legacy. Maybe you guys have some other ideas of ways that you can create a legacy mindset in your business, but just know that there's a culture out there when it comes to network marketing that is I think very short-sighted with what this business can actually do for families. Not just a family that's here now functioning, you know, just getting the bills paid, but actually family that's, you know, to come. And so I think it can really, really change things for people if we have the mindset of pouring into our legacy intentionally and thoughtfully and carefully and consistently every single day.